She stepped into her own bank, dressed casually, and was refused a basic withdrawal. The manager smirked dismissively. Moments later, she terminated him before the entire staff. No company vehicle, no designer outfit, no aide, no clipboard, no bold announcement of her title at the entrance. Just a woman in her late 30s, in a teal sweater and beige trousers, clutching her keys and a simple leather wallet. Alicia Thornton appeared as any regular client when she entered the Pinnacle National Branch off Grant Road in Tucson, Arizona. That was deliberate. She arrived alone, unannounced, to gauge the branch's true operations when no one recognized her. The lobby was calm, fluorescent lights buzzing softly. A few patrons sat near the windows, some on their phones, others completing forms. Alicia waited patiently behind a woman in a bright yoga outfit, chatting with the teller. When her turn arrived, she approached the counter with a warm smile, her presence unassuming, blending seamlessly with the everyday rhythm of the bank, ready to observe how her institution truly functioned. "Good morning. I'd like to withdraw from my personal account," Alicia said politely. The teller, a young woman named Tara, nodded. "I'll need your ID and account number." Alicia provided both. Before Tara could proceed, the manager, Gregory Hensley, mid-40s, wire-framed glasses, navy tie, and a forced grin, emerged from his glass-walled office. He glanced at Alicia, then her ID, then back at her. "I'm sorry," Gregory interjected. "We can't process that withdrawal today." Alicia frowned, puzzled. "Is there a problem with my account?" Gregory chuckled thinly. "Let's just say we've had issues. People posing as others for large withdrawals, you understand." Alicia blinked, unsure if this was a test. "My account is fine. I can provide more verification if needed." He didn't request it. Instead, Gregory leaned on the counter smirking. "We've seen fraud before, no offense, but we don't take people's word, and this ID doesn't seem like you." Alicia tilted her head, staying composed. "It is me. I'm Alicia Thornton, CEO of this bank." A woman in line shifted. Tara glanced up from her screen. Gregory scoffed, brushing off her claim. "Ma'am, let's not waste time," he said, waving dismissively. "Come back with proper proof or make an appointment." Alicia fixed her gaze on him. "Gregory, is it?" He nodded curtly. She spoke deliberately. "Did you check the account in the system before approaching?" Gregory folded his arms. "It's policy. I don't need to check every ID to know when something's off." Alicia's calm masked her rising frustration. That phrase, "something's off," stung. Not the refusal, not the ID doubt, but his assumption, as if her mere presence was suspect. Alicia's expression stayed neutral, but inside, her resolve hardened. She had guided Pinnacle National through 3 mergers, outmaneuvered a skeptical board, and built it into a top regional bank. Yet here, in her own bank, she was treated like an imposter by a manager who hadn't verified anything. Still, she kept her tone steady. "Gregory, I recommend checking the account now, just to be certain." Instead of complying, Gregory turned to Tara, who had grown silent. "Can you handle this? I have calls," he said, already retreating to his office. Before his door shut, Alicia pulled out her phone. Not to shout, not to make a scene, but for one call that would shift the branch's atmosphere entirely. Gregory's door clicked closed, but the lobby's tension lingered. Tara fidgeted behind the counter, eyes flicking between her screen and Alicia, while customers pretended not to eavesdrop. The air felt heavy. Tara avoided Alicia's gaze, her hands hovering over the keyboard. Customers' whispers grew faint, but their attention was locked on the scene. Alicia stepped back from the counter, phone in hand, pausing briefly. "Tara," she said gently. "Do you see the name on that ID?" Tara hesitated, glanced down, then nodded. "Yes, ma'am. Alicia Thornton." Alicia offered a faint smile. "When you enter that name into the system, what shows up?" Tara's fingers moved cautiously, her expression shifting as she read the screen. Tara's eyes widened. "It shows an executive account. Alicia Thornton, CEO." She stopped, glancing toward Gregory's office. "You didn't know I was coming," Alicia said. "I didn't want anyone to, but now that my information matches, is there anything else needed?" Before Tara could answer, Gregory's door swung open. He strode out, clutching a clipboard he didn't need. "Still a problem here?" he snapped, eyeing both women. Alicia remained calm. "Tara accessed the account. It confirms who I am. Process the withdrawal." Gregory sighed dramatically. "Look, lady, Miss Thornton," he began, but Tara cut in softly. "Her account shows she's the CEO." Gregory's face twitched, then stiffened. "Oh, so we're just believing anyone who walks in, dressed like they're running errands?" he retorted, turning to Alicia. "You show up, no assistant, no notice, looking like you're here for a coffee run, and we're supposed to buy that you're important?" The lobby fell silent. Even the rustle of papers stopped as all eyes fixed on the exchange. Alicia studied him, her gaze steady, like she was dissecting a flawed report. "I didn't know my attire required approval to access my funds," she said evenly. Gregory's jaw clenched. "It's not the clothes, it's protocol. You're not following it." Alicia countered. "You didn't verify my identity before assuming. You dismissed a valid ID with sarcasm. Now you're lecturing me on my role?" Gregory scoffed. "You're telling me how to do my job?" "No," Alicia replied. "I'm questioning if you can do it at all." Gregory threw up his hands, turning to the staff. "Can someone escort this woman out before she disrupts everything?" Tara flinched. Another teller, a man in his late 20s named Marcus, rose but hesitated, studying Alicia's face. "Hold on," Marcus muttered, recognition dawning. "Alicia Thornton. She spoke at the Scottsdale Summit last year on community banking. That's her." Gregory blinked, processing slowly. Alicia stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "I gave that speech because I believe staff like you shape our bank's reputation. You've shown me how you see me." Gregory opened his mouth, but Alicia raised a hand. "This discussion is done. You had a chance to act professionally. You chose otherwise." She tapped her phone, dialing. It rang twice. "Clara, connect me to HR immediately. Yes, this branch." She hung up. Gregory's smirk faltered, sensing the shift. The staff exchanged glances. Customers leaned in. The room's energy had changed. Gregory no longer held the reins. Yet he didn't grasp how quickly his world was about to unravel. Alicia stayed rooted near the teller window, phone in hand, eyes fixed on Gregory's office door. No shouting, no threats, just a silence that commanded attention. She could have erupted, had every reason to, but that wasn't her style. She recalled her first branch visit as a new regional manager, years ago in Phoenix. A manager had politely asked if she needed directions. She'd smiled then. A young black woman in a crisp suit, used to skeptical looks. But today, no smile came. The stakes were higher. Her thoughts drifted to a memory. A branch visit in Tempe as a rising executive. The manager had mistaken her for a lost client. She'd brushed it off, accustomed to the raised brows. Now her patience was thinner. A soft ping interrupted, an incoming call. "Yes, I'm here," she said. "He doesn't know yet. I'll hold." Gregory, back in his office, door ajar, watched her, arms crossed, still convinced she was bluffing. Marcus whispered to Tara, who nodded slowly, piecing things together. An elderly customer, clutching a deposit slip, leaned toward Alicia. "Honey, you okay? That man was rude." Alicia smiled gently. "Thank you, I'm handling it." The phone clicked. "Alicia, it's Diane from HR. The regional VP is on the line." "Good," Alicia said. "I'm at the Grant Road branch. I was denied a withdrawal. The manager doubted my identity, ignored verification, and disrespected me publicly." A pause. Then Diane's tone sharpened. "Did he know who you were?" "I told him twice," Alicia replied firmly. Diane's voice grew colder. "We'll handle it. Give us 3 minutes." Alicia hung up, exhaled, and faced the room. Tara, hands trembling slightly, cleared her throat. "Miss Thornton, do you still want the withdrawal?" Alicia softened. "No, thank you, Tara. You did your best." Tara looked relieved, yet guilty. "I wasn't sure what to do," she admitted. "You trusted the system," Alicia said. "That's your training. What matters is how you act when things don't add up. You showed curiosity. He chose control." A moment passed. Gregory emerged, slower now, clipboard still in hand. "Still waiting for your backup?" he taunted, meeting Alicia's steady gaze. "They're coming," she replied. He chuckled once. "If you're really who you claim, there are better ways to do this. Call ahead, bring proof. Instead, you walk in like you're trapping me." Alicia's voice was calm but piercing. "I didn't need to set a trap. You built it yourself." Gregory frowned, unsure if she'd insulted him, as the branch phone rang sharply. Everyone heard it. Marcus answered. "Pinnacle National, Grant Road branch." "Yes, one moment." He looked at Gregory. "It's for you." Gregory took the phone warily, like it might sting. "Hello, this is Gregory Hensley. Yes, she's still here." He paused, nodded once, then said, "Understood." He hung up, walked to the lobby center and scanned the room, suddenly aware all eyes were on him. "Miss Thornton," he said, voice unsteady, "can we speak privately for a moment?" Alicia's gaze didn't waver. "You had your moment." Gregory stood, visibly rattled, trying to regain footing. His fingers gripped the clipboard tightly, as if it could anchor him. Whatever confidence he'd started with was fraying. "Look," he began, "maybe things got heated. It's been a tough morning." "Stop," Alicia cut in, her voice sharp enough to halt him mid-sentence. The branch fell silent. Tara focused on her screen. Marcus stopped pretending to work, and customers froze, all attention on the woman in the teal sweater who commanded the room without raising her voice. "I don't want excuses," Alicia said firmly. "I want accountability." Gregory flinched, the word hitting hard. "You're blaming me for following security protocol?" he snapped. "No," she replied. "I'm holding you accountable for ignoring protocol. You didn't check my ID, skipped verification, and made it personal." He opened his mouth, but she continued. "You judged me based on my appearance, my voice, my clothes. That's not just careless, it's reckless. In finance, assumptions aren't just wrong, they're dangerous." The room held its breath, waiting. The branch doors parted, admitting 2 figures in sleek black suits. Diane from HR and Victor Lang, the regional VP, broad-shouldered with a trimmed mustache. They strode toward Alicia, bypassing the stunned staff. "Alicia," Victor greeted, voice low but firm. "We hurried over." "Appreciated," she replied, her tone calm yet sharp. Victor faced Gregory. "Your office now." Gregory stiffened, clutching his clipboard. "I didn't know she was coming," he protested. Victor's eyes narrowed. "That's irrelevant." The room held its breath, sensing the tide turning. Gregory looked to Diane for rescue, but she shook her head. "We reviewed the branch's live feed. Audio and visuals don't lie," she said. You skipped protocol, disrespected a client, and fostered hostility. Gregory's voice cracked. I followed security rules. You can't fire me over her title. Diane cut in. It's your conduct, not her role. Alicia stepped forward. I could have ended this when I walked in, but I needed you to see why this matters. Gregory's defiance wavered, his confidence crumbling under her steady gaze. Alicia gestured broadly. Everyone here saw you dismiss someone you deemed unimportant. That's a stain on our bank's name, one I won't allow to spread. Gregory's posture slumped, his clipboard now a feeble shield. Diane nodded toward his office. He shuffled inside without a word. The door closed, leaving a silence that felt alive, heavy with meaning. Alicia turned to the staff, her presence a quiet command. The lobby's air shifted as if the branch itself exhaled, awaiting her next move. I'll address the team in 5 minutes, Alicia said softly. Please wrap up with customers. She crossed to a lone chair, sitting briefly, her first pause since entering. Reflection could wait, there was more to teach. Customers whispered, some slipped out, others lingered, drawn to the unfolding drama. Staff moved cautiously, their eyes darting. Alicia's thoughts flicked to a customer's letter from Glendale. A manager had belittled her over a deposit error, case closed by protocol, but the hurt lingered, unresolved, echoing today's scene. 5 minutes stretched, heavy with anticipation. The lobby buzzed faintly, customers murmuring, staff subdued but alert. When Alicia stood, she carried the weight of leadership, no longer the woman seeking a withdrawal. Can I speak with the staff? She asked, voice steady. Tara, Marcus, and 2 tellers stepped forward. Paul, the assistant manager, joined, his face taut. The air crackled with expectation. Everyone sensed a shift, a moment that would redefine the branch's pulse, etched in their collective memory forever. Alicia faced them. Today was unplanned, but it's a lesson in why mistakes like this can't repeat. Her voice held their attention. I've been with Pinnacle for 18 years, starting as a file clerk, overlooked by managers. I learned respect is often tied to status or appearance. She glanced at Tara, whose eyes glistened. I came today not as your CEO, but to test if our promise of fairness holds true here. Her words landed heavily, stirring unease and recognition among the group. What I found was judgment without evidence, action without thought, pure assumption. Alicia continued, her tone firm. Paul spoke up hesitantly. Miss Thornton, some of us sensed trouble but didn't know how to act without overstepping. Alicia nodded. That's why I'm here. It's not just about Gregory, it's about stepping in when you see wrong, for clients and co-workers. Marcus straightened. Tara's gaze dropped. The room pulsed with their unspoken thoughts, each grappling with the weight of their silence in the moment. Alicia drew closer. That fear of crossing lines blocks change. Silence fuels harm. Marcus spoke, voice quiet. I've been here 10 months. I've seen managers dismiss people. I stood still today, watched him belittle you, and said nothing. Alicia met his eyes. You're speaking now, Tara added. I felt something was off, but worried I'd get in trouble for backing you. Alicia's voice softened. Calling out mistreatment, especially here, is never a mistake. Her words sank in, reshaping their perspective. Evelyn, an older teller, shifted her glasses. Gregory's done this before, just not to someone with authority. The truth stung. Alicia nodded. If he disrespects a CEO, what does he do to others when no one watches? The question hung, unanswered but understood. Going forward, she said, we'll train on client and staff respect. I'll join the first session. If we can't hold ourselves accountable here, we've no right to preach trust elsewhere. The staff absorbed her resolve, nodding slowly. Tension eased as heads bobbed in agreement. Alicia's tone warmed. It's not about someone's perceived status. It's about giving everyone the respect you'd offer if you knew their power. The group exchanged looks, her message taking root. The meeting closed with quiet nods and a few questions. Alicia lingered, heading to the break room. She sat at a scratch table near a vending machine, staring at her phone, not scrolling but processing the day's gravity, the truth she'd exposed in plain sight. This wasn't about ego. It was about what would have stayed hidden if she hadn't walked in, dressed like any client. With a suitor badge, Gregory would have fawned, and the rot would have persisted. She recalled a Scottsdale complaint. A manager had mocked a customer's loan request, case resolved by policy, but the customer's words, "He acted like I was nothing," stuck. Today, Alicia didn't need proof of intent. She'd felt it. Her presence had peeled back the branch's facade, revealing its raw underbelly. A soft knock interrupted. Victor entered, shutting the door. "You okay?" he asked. "Yeah, just thinking," Alicia replied. He sat across from her. "I've worked with you years, Alicia. Firing someone on the floor like that? That's new." She leaned back. It wasn't planned. "Why today?" he pressed. They needed to see accountability, not memos or quiet exits, real consequences. Victor nodded slowly, grasping her intent. The break room's hum, vending machine, distant voices, framed their shared understanding of the moment's weight. "Some upstairs might call it personal," Victor said. Alicia's gaze was unflinching. It was personal. If they don't see why, they're the problem. He didn't push back. Instead, he asked, "Would he have done that to me?" Alicia's voice was steady. "Your 6'1", suited, VP badge, he'd have knelt." Victor's nod was slow, the truth settling. They sat in silence, the day's impact sinking in. "Did they get it?" he asked. "They felt it," Alicia said. "That's what sticks." Victor stood, pausing. "Want me to update the other branches?" Alicia rose, gathering her keys. "No, I'll do it." "Visiting them too?" he asked. "Soon," she said, a faint smile breaking. "Maybe in jeans next time." He chuckled. "I'll watch out for walk-ins." "You're fine," she teased. As he left, Alicia scanned the break room. Faded notices, coffee stains. This wasn't just a bank. It was a mirror of their values, exposed when no one expected scrutiny, revealing who they truly were. Before leaving, Alicia requested a brief intercom message. Nothing grand, just words to seal a day etched in memory. "This is Alicia Thornton. Thank you for your professionalism today. I'm heading out, but I'd like to share a thought. Join me in the lobby if you can." Staff gathered quickly, some perched on desks, others standing back. The security guard stepped inside, curious. Customers lingered, drawn to her presence. All eyes fixed on her, sensing a moment that would linger. Alicia stood, hands loose, no script. Today could have been a fleeting annoyance, something to shrug off at dinner, but it won't be because it mattered. Her voice drew them in. "I came not as the CEO from company ads, but as a customer to see what happens when no one's performing. I got the truth, unpolished." She paused, letting it settle. That truth isn't just one manager's misstep. It's how you responded, what you allowed to unfold in silence. Some of you paused, some stood still. That's human, Alicia said. But now you know what silence enables. She scanned the room. Tara's eyes shone. Marcus stood firm. Evelyn listened intently. I hope you also saw what action creates." Her voice softened. "Leadership isn't reports or metrics. It's helping a struggling client, challenging a colleague's error, refusing to be passive. It's acting when eyes are on you, not for comfort, but to show others courage over fear." Her words resonated deeply. "Sometimes leadership is public, not easy, but vital, because people learn from you," Alicia continued. "Gregory's gone. That was hard but necessary. Left alone, today's moment becomes normal, then policy." She smiled, genuine, worn. "I'll visit other branches, not to test, but to hear, maybe dressed like today." Light chuckles broke the tension. "If you're unsure, ask, would I treat this person the same if they held my job's fate? If not, it's wrong." Nods followed, agreement quiet but solid. Alicia's gaze swept the group. "Thank you for listening, for staying open to change. That's how we grow, not just as a bank, but as people." She grabbed her purse, nodded, and moved toward the exit. No pomp, no escorts, just a woman who'd shifted their world. The staff stood, her words echoing, a charge to act with integrity. The branch felt transformed, its heartbeat now aligned with a clearer vision of respect and accountability, forged in a single morning. As staff dispersed, some lingered, reflecting. Alicia's message wasn't a directive, but a spark, igniting a new standard. She'd shown respect's power when titles vanish, when truth stands alone. Leadership wasn't about oversight, it was integrity in quiet moments. A customer's voice from that Glendale letter echoed, "He made me feel worthless." Today, Alicia had lifted the unseen, making them matter. The branch's glass doors closed behind her, but the change she'd sparked would ripple far beyond Grant Road's walls. Outside, Tucson's heat pressed down, but Alicia paused, glancing at the branch. Her reflection, teal sweater, beige trousers, blended with the glass. She'd entered unnoticed, left a force. This wasn't just Grant Road's lesson, it was for every Pinnacle branch, every teller, every client. She'd carry it forward, ensuring the bank lived its values, not just preached them. Her phone vibrated, but she let it wait, stepping into the sunlight, resolved to redefine her institution's core, one truth at a time. The branch stood quiet behind her, but its soul had shifted. Alicia's steps were steady, her mission clear. Pinnacle National would embody integrity, not just promise it. She'd exposed a flaw, not with anger, but with clarity, showing what leadership means when no one expects it. This day would echo across branches, a reminder that respect isn't earned by suits or titles, but owed to all. Her legacy wasn't in firing Gregory, it was in teaching a team to see every person's worth. Tara's eyes glistened. Marcus stood resolute. Evelyn listened closely. Paul's face stayed guarded. "Leadership isn't budgets or boardrooms," Alicia said. "It's aiding a weary client, correcting a coworker's misstep, refusing to stay quiet." Her voice softened. "Sometimes it's acting openly, not for ease, but to teach, cowardice or courage." She scanned the room. Gregory's departure was tough but essential. One moment like today ignored, turns routine, then policy. Her words carried weight, urging the staff to rethink their roles in shaping the bank's soul. Alicia's smile was warm, not corporate but grounded, real. "I'll visit other branches soon, not to scrutinize but to understand. Maybe in this sweater." Gentle laughter eased the room. "If you're unsure, ask, would I treat this person the same if they could decide my job's fate? If not, it's wrong." Nods rippled, firm yet quiet. "Thanks for hearing me," she said softly, "and for embracing change. That's how we grow, as a bank, as people." Her sincerity bound them together. She paused, meeting each gaze. Today showed respect's power when titles vanish, when truth stands raw. Leadership isn't about watchers. It's your choices when you think no one sees. Alicia took her purse, nodded, and stepped toward the door. No fanfare, just a woman who'd redefined their world. The staff stood, her words a spark, igniting courage. The branch felt alive, its purpose clarified by a morning that stripped away pretense, revealing integrity's true cost and its enduring reward. Outside, Alicia glanced back, her reflection, teal sweater, beige trousers, fading in the glass. She'd arrived unseen, left transformative. This lesson wasn't just for Grant Road, it was for every Pinnacle branch, every interaction. She'd ensure the bank didn't just claim values, but lived them. If this story moved you, share it. It challenges what we assume, what we tolerate, and what leadership means when no one's looking. A call to act with respect, always, for everyone. The Tucson sun beat down, but Alicia's resolve burned brighter. She'd exposed a flaw, not with fury, but with clarity, showing leadership's heart, seeing every person's worth. Her phone buzzed, ignored. She walked on, carrying the day's truth. Respect isn't tied to power, but to principle. This wasn't the end, but a beginning, a ripple that would reshape Pinnacle National, branch by branch, ensuring no one felt invisible again. Her steps echoed that promise, steady, unyielding, forever changed. In the quiet hum of a Tucson morning, Alicia Thornton, clad in a teal sweater, stepped into her own bank on Grant Road, only to be met with Gregory Hensley's dismissive smirk, a moment that would ignite a firestorm of change. Her story, unfolding under the fluorescent buzz of Pinnacle National's lobby, reveals two searing lessons. First, respect must be universal, not reserved for those in suits or corner offices. Alicia, a CEO in her late 30s, walked in as an unassuming customer. Yet Gregory judged her by her casual attire, refusing her withdrawal without checking her ID, his bias exposed in front of a stunned staff. This wasn't just a personal slight. It was a betrayal of the bank's promise, a stain on its reputation that Alicia refused to let spread. Her calm insistence, demanding accountability without raising her voice, taught that every person, from a teller to a client waiting 5 minutes in line, deserves dignity, regardless of how they look or what they wear. Second, leadership demands action, not silence, when wrong unfolds. As Gregory's arrogance unraveled, staff like Tara and Marcus froze, their hesitation a mirror of countless workplaces miles across America. Alicia's response, firing Gregory on the spot, then addressing the team, showed that leadership isn't memos or metrics. It's confronting disrespect head-on, even when eyes are watching. By the time she left, the branch's air had shifted, its heartbeat realigned. Her question lingers. Would you treat this person the same if they held your job's fate? If not, it's wrong. A truth that burns brighter than Tucson's midday sun, urging us to act with courage and see every soul's worth. What would you do if judged unfairly, like Alicia Thornton was at her own bank? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button, and comment to join the conversation. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more gripping stories that unpack leadership, respect, and courage, each one packed with lessons to inspire and empower you. Let's grow together and keep these powerful narratives alive. Your engagement fuels more value. Don't miss out.